Hello fellow doll lovers, it's Janie and welcome to another video on my channel. I am trying another backdrop today. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm going to be doing a very exciting video for you guys. I'm doing a hairstyle tutorial video. I've only done one of these in the past and it was a long time ago and my video was not the best quality, and hopefully this one will be better. I don't have the highest quality recorder, so I hope that you can kind of clearly see what I'm going to be showing you guys, but a lot of you requested hairstyle tutorial videos, and so I want to go ahead and start off with one of my favorite hairstyles, and that is just a simple headband or crown braid, and that is just when you have one braid or two braids and you have it going across the top of the head like a headband or like a crown braid. And this is an example of one of the hairstyles that I'll be showing you how to do, which is a very, very simple 2-strand twist headband or crown braid. And I will be doing my best to show you guys two different main sort of ways to do this headband braid. I'll be showing you a regular 3-strand braid and then a regular 2-strand twist. So this would be a somewhat easy difficulty level. All you have to know how to do is a 3-strand braid or a 2-strand rope braid. And even in this video, I try to kind of explain how to do that if you are brand new to braiding hair. Braiding hair on dolls is kind of hard just because their heads are so small. It's kind of hard because you have to be very meticulous about how you do it. But when you practice, you can get a really, really beautiful result. And Miss Ariel is going to be my model because I think her vibrant red hair is, it shows up braids really, really well. And also her hair is quite long. You don't need to have hair that is very long for this sort of style. It doesn't need to be like Rapunzel length. It doesn't even need to be this long. It just has to be long enough that if you pull out a strand of the hair and drape it across the top of the head, that it makes it all the way kind of about to the shoulder. Because if it goes just about to here, then it's not really gonna work because braids shrink the hair. So about to the shoulder, and her hair definitely is long enough for that, so that's why I'm using her. But I hope that this video is informative and interesting to you guys, and I do show you a couple of different modifications and different versions that you can do with those 3-strand braids and 2-strand rope braids, where you can do it with 2 braids, you can cross them. I just show you some different versions and modifications that you can do to spice it up or make it more fun. And I'm really excited to be filming this. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and even if you're not interested in learning how to do it and you already know how, hopefully it's entertaining to you guys and you can kind of just follow along. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the first and easiest sort of headband crown braid. Hopefully that this angle works. This is how I normally do it, where I have the doll between my legs. So hopefully you guys will be able to see well from this angle. But we have our doll here, and the things that you're gonna need for essentially all of these hairstyles actually is a spray bottle with water. Mine's almost out, but you won't need too much. A spray bottle of water, and then you will need some clear elastics. As you can see, I have a ton. They're just little clear elastics to use. They look about like this. A comb or brush. I prefer to use a fine tooth rat tail comb like so. I just find that that's easier. And then you might need some scissors just in case. These are regular hair cutting scissors. And then lastly, probably optional, you need some straight little pins. I will show you what you might need these for in a second, but these are just very small straight pins that have like a round head. And I don't know if you can really see, but they look like this. They have to be a little bit shorter. They can't be too long, otherwise they're too large to go inside the doll's head. But I like to work with doll's hair damp. You can do it damp or dry, but I just prefer to do it damp just because it helps the hair kind of stick together and it makes the style neater in my opinion. So I'm just going to go ahead and wet down her hair. I am going to wet down the whole thing, even though we're going to be working with mainly the front pieces, but I'm just going to go ahead and wet everything just to make it easier for myself. All right, so we have wetted down the hair. It does not have to be dripping, just a little bit wet so that the hair will stick, like I said. And you will need to know how to do a regular 3-strand braid. I will briefly explain how to do that, but essentially all you do is on whichever side of the head you want, you're going to take a small section close to by her ear. So I'm kind of grabbing just a small section right about here and just taking a little chunk. And as you can see, it goes down to about past the ear, and it goes all the way to about here, like middle to lower part of the doll's head, like so. So you take this section, and then I like to brush it out just to make sure that we have no tangles to work with. And then essentially all you do, so you have this small section, you divide it into 3 even sections and braid. So I have my 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, and you will want to direct the braid up towards the doll's head, because if you do it down and then try and wrap the braid over the top of the head, it's going to create a bump near the bottom. So you want to braid it in the direction that the hair is going to be going. And I find that it to make this easier, it helps me to brush the hair in the direction that the hair is going as well. So I'm brushing the hair almost a little bit more upwards instead of straight down, and then make my sections. That really helps make the hair lie nice and smooth and flat. So I have my 3 sections. You're just going to go ahead and braid, and essentially if you don't know how to do that, you take the outermost section and you wrap it on top so that it's in the middle. Then you do the same thing for the outermost section on the left side, and you bring it to the middle, and then you pull tight. So you take the outer section on the right, cross it to the center, then left, cross it to the center, and then essentially you just keep doing that all the way. You're going to braid the hair. It doesn't take very long at all, until you have enough of a braid to wrap it over the top of the head. Now you can either wrap it and then leave the front little section of hair out so that when it goes around, it still has the front piece out, like so. Or you can do it in the true headband style and wrap it around all of the hair. That's what I'm going to be showing you guys how to do. Now there are 2 ways to tie this off. The first way is quite simple. All you do is you tie off the end with an elastic. Here's my elastic, just going and tying off the end. I'm sorry about little wardrobe malfunction going on here. That was probably my bad for picking a doll with a bikini top. Anyways, so we have the hair tied off with an elastic, and then you take your straight pins. Like I said, I'm going to pick a red one because her hair is red. So here we have a red pin, and all you're going to do is you're going to lay this the way you want it on across her head, and then you simply take your pin, have it right here, and you just grab a little bit of the hair from the braid, and then you just pin, quite literally pin the braid to the head, and then you can kind of adjust the hair to cover up the pin. Now you can't even tell that the pin is there. And then you cover up the pinned part of the hair with the rest of the hair. And there you have it. That is how to do a very, very simple headband 3-strand braid. If you guys can see, this is what it looks like all the way around. It's very, very simple and such a beautiful style. And that is the easiest way to tie it off. So again, you just tie it with an elastic and then you pin it in place. The second option is a little bit more difficult, but it does not require the use of a straight pin. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. This way is with just one elastic. So if you don't have any pins, this is a little bit more hard, but it requires less things. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this elastic out. Okay, for this one, what you want to do is braid it a little bit further down, almost to the end of the hair, until there's hardly anything left. like so. Then what you're gonna wanna do, this part's a little bit difficult, you're gonna wanna lift up underneath the doll's head and go to the back of it. Then you're going to want to grab a very small section of hair, ignore the bald spot, but you're gonna wanna grab a small section of hair from the very, very base of the head. It does not have to be a big section at all, maybe just about this size. And you're going to leave that out. Then you're going to take your braid, grab the rest of your hair in your hand to make sure that this doesn't get caught up with it. Then you're going to lay your braid across the head again so that it lays exactly the way you want it. So about like this, all the way across. Then you take the braid, you hold this out of the way. You can get a clip or another elastic or even just drape it forward like so. And then you're going to meet these two pieces together. You're going to take your elastic and grab the two together, pinch the two together at the very base of the back of the head, and then tie your braid to that little piece of hair with the elastic. And what that does is it anchors the braid to the hair at the bottom of the head so that, like so, when you flip the hair back over, you have it secure and you have the ends hidden under the style, and then you can just kind of unbraid the rest of it to make sure it blends and then brush it together. And then you have it secure. So that is the second way you can do it. You can do it one or the other, and they're both equally secure. And that is how you do a very, very simple regular 3-strand crown braid or headband braid. And there's a lot of more fun other ways that you can do this style. Instead of just having one braid across, you can do two. You can do two, and you can do that by taking another identical section but from the other side of the head and braiding it just like the other side, so you'll have two identical braids like so. So we'll have two identical braids on either side, and you simply lay one to one side like so, and then you lay the other one on the other side. And then you can have and then you can either tie them off with elastics and then pin them like I showed, or you can tie them underneath like I showed the second version. And then you have a really beautiful double braided look, which is really nice if you're wanting to do something a little bit fancier. And you can either have them laying directly across without overlapping at all, or you can cross them and make a really cool little X shape and then lay them down so that when you put them back, it almost has this really cool X, if you guys can see, so that it has a different look to it as opposed to just two lines of braid. It has a really pretty sort of like cross, and that looks really, really nice from the front as well. I'm hoping you guys are able to kind of see this. I'm doing my best, but there's lots of different ways that you can style this, and it looks so, so beautiful. I'm not tying it off just so that you guys can see. But this one is also very, very nice. It's very, very versatile. There's lots of things you can do with it. You can have it down, you can take all of it, and you can put the doll's hair up in a ponytail, and you can have the crown braids with the doll's hair in a ponytail. There's a lot you can do, and it's really, really beautiful and flattering, and like I said, super, super easy. So that is how you do the traditional 3-strand braid, and now I'm going to show you how to do essentially the same thing, but with twists. Okay, so the next iteration of this style that we're gonna go ahead and show in this video is also a very, very simple style, and it involves just a rope braid, a classic 2-strand rope braid, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works. So if you don't know how to do a rope braid or a twist braid or whatever you are used to calling it, it is that braid that just kind of looks like a rope that's twisted, and you use only 2 strands for the simplest one. And essentially you're going to do exactly what you did for the 3-strand version as far as sectioning goes in the beginning. And you are going to go ahead and take a section from either one side of the doll's head or the other close to the bottom. I personally like to go from this side if the doll has a side part, so that when I lay the hair across, it goes the direction of the hair that is like on this side. You can do it this way, it just doesn't have the same like cohesive effect in my opinion. When it's a middle part, it really doesn't matter too much, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the side that I prefer, and the same kind of sectioning as before, where if you turn the head sideways, it goes to just behind the ear and towards the bottom of the head here. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna take this hair, comb it out again if you need to, and you're going to divide it into 2 sections. And remember to point those sections out, or at the very least up, so when you're braiding, it goes flat against the head. And all you're gonna do is you're going to take both of those strands and you're going to twist them towards the doll's face. So you'll be going clockwise. So towards the doll's face, you're gonna take both strands and you're going to twist them the same direction. Both of them are going clockwise. So I have my 2 twisted sections, and I haven't twisted all the way down. So you have your 2 twisted strands, and you're going to twist both of them counterclockwise around each other. So what that looks like is the strand that's in your right hand is going to go on top, and the one that's in your left hand is going to go underneath, and then you're going to switch, and you're going to keep on twisting counterclockwise. And as you're twisting, you're going to try and continue to twist the 2 strands individually clockwise, and then it begins to form a twist. So I'm twisting the strands individually clockwise and then twisting them around each other counterclockwise, and then it begins to form this twist, as you guys can see. And then when it has gone far enough that it can go over the doll's head, you do just that. You go ahead and you just drape right over the top. I love the twisted version. I think that it looks so beautiful. I almost like it more than the regular 2-strand version. I think that it's just such a nice style. And then again, you can tie it off the 2 ways that I have shown. I'm gonna go ahead and do the easier way, just because it's a little bit faster for the sake of time, which is by taking your elastic, tying off the end of your twist or braid, like so. And then you're simply going to take one of your straight pins and pin the hair to the head. So I'm gonna get out a red one again to match the doll's hair. And another thing is that if you want it to be a very tight twist, then you can continue, like once you've tied it off, you can twist the hair more to tighten the twist so it becomes a very tight looking twist, like so, and then pin it. Or if you want it to be more on the looser side, you can just leave it as is and then pin it or tie it. And then again, you want to kind of try and pin it where it'll going to go into the twist itself. So I'm going not in between, but right into part of the twist, and I'm pushing it right into the head. And then I am hiding the pin with the hair, and then it disappears. You can't even tell that it's there. And then you simply fluff the hair over, and then you can't even tell that it's there. And this one is one of my favorite. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about her bosom showing. Try to ignore, not what I'm trying to do here. But this is one of my favorite styles. It's so simple and easy, but it's so beautiful and elegant, and I absolutely love the 2 twists. And then of course you can do the same thing with the 3-strand, where you have 2 of them with the twists. And once again, what that looks like is you take an identical section from the other side of the head. So again, we have our other section, and then we rope braid it. And then if you're doing it from the other side, if you want the braids to be both twisting away from the head, if you're doing the braid in, like if it's in your left hand, then you split it in 2 and you will twist counterclockwise, so towards the doll's face, and you'll twist counterclockwise. And then the strand that is in your left hand will go on top, and the one that's in your right hand will go on the bottom, so that both of the twists are twisting away from the doll's face. You can do it so that they're both twisting the same direction. That's totally 100% fine, but I like to do it so that they're both going away from the doll's face. I just think that it looks better that way. The direction of the twist doesn't matter too much if you don't care about that sort of a thing. So then again, you have your twist, you have them on both sides. They're not quite even thicknesses, but it's okay. And then you simply cross them over the top like so. So we have two beautiful rows of twists going over the hair. Or you can do the thing that I said before and you can cross one over the other. So we're going to make a little X. So we're going to make a little X and then lay it down. So then again, we have this beautiful crossed look, which I really like the crossed look. I think that it adds so much detail to it, even though that's such a simple thing, as opposed to having it be just straight across. And then if you want to do something that's, again, a little bit fancy, but still very simple and very fun, is you have your two braids here and you cross them over like you're going to just go ahead and lay them the crossed way. But then you twist it one more time so that you have this twisted version, and then you lay it down. And that is a very fun hairstyle. And it looks like this from the top, which is a very, very fun style. And it's actually the style that Cinderella has for her ballroom outfit in the live action Cinderella. This is what they did to her hair. And I really think that this style is a lot of fun, and it looks really nice from the top. It gives the twist a little bit more height, so it's not laying so flat to the head. So you can put it all in a ponytail, you can braid the rest of the hair, you can literally do whatever you want. But that is another really, really fun way to do twists. And there you go. I hope that these hairstyles were helpful to you. I hope that even though the camera quality is not the best, you could get the general idea of what I was doing. It was really hard to tell if my footage was in focus. I really hope that it was. Let me know if you have any questions or any more tips, or if you want more of these tutorial videos. I promise I will continue to work on making them clear and easy to follow along. This is only my second time making a hair tutorial video, so I'm still trying to work things out. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know if any of these hairstyles worked out for you. Let me know what your favorite one is, and give me more recommendations for other hairstyles that you would like for me to try, if there are ones that you want me to try. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was a helpful video to you guys. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a like so that I can continue making videos for you guys. And if you want to see more of my other videos, including my hair tutorial videos and restorations, I will link that playlist in the description below and also in a card. And if you want to see more of my other types of videos, then I would recommend subscribing so that you can stay up to date on all of my new videos whenever I upload them. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know what I would do without your support and encouragement, and I appreciate you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!